The law school admissions process isn't fair. Every single factor, your LSAT score, GPA, and application essays, can be gamed by those who know how. This creates a system where applicants with insider knowledge or resources have a huge edge. But here's the thing, you can learn these strategies too. Today, I'm giving you the exact blueprint top law school applicants use to secure spots at top law schools, often with full scholarships. Whether you're aiming for the elite or just trying to avoid being overlooked, today I'll show you how to win in a system stacked against you. Let's break it down. First, for those who don't know me, my name is Steve Schwartz. I've been teaching the LSAT since 2005, and I personally increased my own LSAT score from a 152 to a 175. And if there's one thing you need to master, it's the LSAT. It's the most important metric, and the admissions officers place enormous weight on this test. And for good reason. It's the most objective measure law schools use. But here's the catch. LSAT scores are getting inflated, with medians at T14 law schools now consistently above 170. What used to be a top score is no longer enough. And why is this happening? One big reason is the explosion in extra time accommodations. LSAC, the organization that administers the LSAT, now approves 98% of accommodation requests. This includes extra time for conditions like ADHD or test anxiety. So if you think you might qualify, don't ignore this. With proper documentation, you could get time and a half or even more. With standard time, you get only 35 minutes per section. With time and a half, you get 53 minutes per section. With double time, 70 minutes per section, and you could get triple time with 105 minutes per section or more. Imagine having the advantage of having over 2 hours to complete what others do in just 35 minutes. And the kicker is, law schools won't know you received accommodations, so your score stands on its own. To be clear, this is not about bending or breaking the rules. LSAC has made accommodations easier than ever to access due to legal pressure. The system allows it, so if you qualify, use it. The second big factor in admissions is, of course, your GPA. Every T14 law school now expects you to have a near-perfect undergraduate GPA to be admitted, with their medians as high as 3.8 or 3.9. But the GPA isn't just about intelligence or hard work, it's about strategy. So if you're still an undergrad, and I hate saying this, here's what you should do. Choose classes where you can get easy A's. Choose classes where you know you can excel. Avoid classes with harsh curves, even if they seem interesting or you think they'd align with your law school career goals. If your primary focus or goal is law school admissions, you're going to want to go for the easier A's. You can use tools like Rate My Professor to find instructors who are known for giving easier grades. And finally, retake classes if possible. Some schools let you retake your classes to replace a lower grade. Now, I personally suffered from making the mistakes on the GPA, learned from my experience. I once took an economics course in college purely out of sheer interest. This was a huge mistake because I was competing with students who had already taken AP Econ in high school, and the curve in this class was brutal. I barely got a B in the class, which majorly dragged down my GPA. In contrast, I took a humanities class with a professor who gave everyone A's just because he didn't believe in grades. And so, of course, that easy A boosted my GPA significantly. The lesson here is play to win when it comes to the GPA. Law schools only care about your GPA, not about how you got there. Finally, the essays. Once you have a solid GPA and a solid LSAT score, your essays become the X factor. Your law school personal statement, diversity statement, addenda are where you show the admissions officers who you are. But let's be real, these essays are highly gameable. Start by writing a rough draft, stream of consciousness, whatever comes out, let it come out. You do not want to let AI chatbots write your essays from scratch because it's going to feel generic and uninspired. Instead, write something of your own that's authentic, even if it's messy. Now, for schools that allow AI, or at least do not explicitly prohibit it, you can then use AI to edit your essays. Tools like ChatGPT can critique your essays, suggest improvements, and even rephrase sections for clarity. But use them as tools. Write on your own, then refine with the AI, and repeat. Also, get feedback from other people. Share the essays with people you trust, like your mentors or peers or professors. Their insights can help you refine the tone of the essay and help it have a stronger impact. Then, after you've incorporated everyone's feedback, you can then go back to the AI tools for one last round of fine-tuning. Now, there are some schools that prohibit the use of AI. Respect the rules. In those cases, draft your essays in Google Docs to save the version history. This can later prove your work is original and protect you from potential challenges where they might say that you used AI. Now, two areas of the application students often neglect are letters of rec and your resume. Strong rec letters are huge for your application, but you gotta choose the right people. Pick recommenders who know you well and can speak to your strengths in a personal and detailed way. Don't get a letter from your dad's friend who's a judge or your neighbor who lives next door. Choose recommenders who've supervised you in a work or academic context, a professor, a manager, people who can speak to your work ethic and the quality of your work, and provide them with a list of key points or accomplishments you want them to mention in the letter. This makes sure the letter aligns with your narrative and helps them write a stronger letter. For your resume, focus on accomplishments that highlight leadership, problem solving, and communication skills. Law schools want to see evidence that you'll excel in their programs and beyond. Now remember, the admissions process favors those who know how to game the system, but the tools to succeed are at your disposal, and the difference between acceptance and rejection often comes down to how well you play the game. With this video, you have the blueprint. You don't need connections or a massive budget to compete. You just need to execute your strategies with precision. And if you'd like my help getting that LSAT score up, the biggest factor in admissions, my team and I would be glad to help you out. At LSAT Unplugged, we offer live online classes via Zoom, on-demand video courses, small group coaching, and one-on-one coaching. You can check out the links below to find out more and to book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out. And in the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.